Hey, what's poppin', you grimy grumpig? So we got some hot new spicy leaks from Japan, and there's some steamy ones, so let's go ahead and let's get right into it. First up is the Radiant Gardevoir, basic Pokemon, 130 HP. Devotion Veil, your Pokemon take 20 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon V's attacks. That's a mouthful right there. So 20 less damage from the V Pokemon to your Pokemon in general. It doesn't have to be just your active Pokemon, all of your Pokemon. And then for Psychic Colorless, 70 damage as each attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So the attack, obviously not in here for the attack. The attack is rather lackluster, but it's in here for that ability. 20 less damage from your opponent's V's Pokemon. Where you're trying to play one of those big tanky Pokemon type decks, this is definitely a card you're going to want to consider including for sure. Up next, we got the Hisuian Zoroark for 0 energy cost. We got the Hex of Ruin, is the stage 1, by the way. Hex of Ruin at the end of your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon is knocked out. Of course, if they switch to the bench, they'll be all right. Or if they hard retreat. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get around attacks like this. The second attack for 1 Psychic, bring back, choose 1 card from your discard pile, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Maybe could be worked into some kind of control deck or lock deck with the Hex of Ruin, and bring back, of course, to recover resources so you could like boss trap stuff and then Hex of Ruin knock them out. I don't know. The card does not seem great, but I'm sure it could find its way into at least some kind of meme decks. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR, water metal colorless, 200 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 80 less damage from attacks. That's a lot of damage reduction on an attack. I don't think we've ever really seen an attack like this before. That's a lot of damage. 200 damage, basically 2-hit KOing everything, or maybe 1-hit KOing some V Pokemon if you've got Choice Belt on there. I think you'd rather be rocking that tool card that reduces damage you take by 20. So with this attack plus the tool card, you're reducing 100 damage that you'll be taking. You play some heal cards in this deck, like maybe the Togekiss V line, or the Togekiss line. It's not Togekiss V line. The Togekiss line that I'm super hyped for, coming out in the next set. And then, of course, got the VSTAR Power ability. You may use this ability during your turn, heal all damage from this Pokemon. So if you're reducing the damage you take by 100, and then you can heal all the damage off this Pokemon at any point with the ability, that's going to be pretty annoying. This Goodra, there could be something with this Goodra for sure. It has no weakness as well. So once you get this thing set up and you use that Iron Rollout, you're taking minus 80 damage, potentially 100 with the tool card. You're looking at 370 HP effectively. So nothing's 1-hit KOing you, and you're not weak to anything. So it's not like this deck could be teched against for to all of a sudden 1-hit KO your Goodra. Yo, this is kind of lit. I actually really like this Goodra. I didn't see the no weakness on it initially on my initial read through of these cards, but now that I see that, I'm pretty hyped for this Goodra. And of course, the Pokemon that everyone is most excited for and will probably be a tier 1 deck is the Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR for double colorless. The Baleful Curse, 50 damage times the number of your Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on it. So effectively, if you got all your Pokemon in play and they all have damage counters, you're doing 600 damage. That's a lot of damage. You throw a Choice Belt on there, or not 600, sorry, 300 damage. 600 would be way too much. You're doing 300 damage. Throw a Choice Belt on there, and you're hitting for that 330, which is basically KOing anything in the format. It's got a pretty powerful VSTAR ability. VSTAR Power ability. You may use this ability once during your turn. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So pretty nice, powerful VSTAR power there as well. Just kind of a consistency power, which are always solid and good to have. And we see how good the one is on the Arceus. This one probably not as good as Arceus's Starbirth, but still pretty strong as far as just, you know, having that extra tool in there to make sure your turns are being as consistent as possible and you're pulling off that turn 2 play, whatever it might be that you're looking for. And in this case, you're looking to do 300 damage turn 2. So yeah, Hisuian, I think I'm saying that right. Zoroark VSTAR, definitely powerful, definitely going to be a tier 1 deck. So now some cards that combo with it. We have the Gengar. Once during your turn, you may put this card from your discard pile onto your bench if you do put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. So it's a Pokemon that goes from your discard pile, it directly goes to your bench, and it puts 3 damage counters on itself, setting it up perfectly to combo with Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR. It is a stage 2, but you don't have to worry about that when the ability allows you to go from the discard pile to the bench. And it's got that Shrieking Circle for a Psychic. Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of their benched Pokemon. So it actually could hit pretty hard with the Shrieking Circle as well for like about 100 damage, but you know, that could set up like some kind of 2-hit KO with the Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR. But with the VSTAR attacking for a double colorless, you're probably playing DTEs, which means you're probably not playing basic Psychic Energy, but I guess you could maybe include it. And the other card that, of course, combos with everything is the Damage Pump. Move up to 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. So 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your other Pokemon any way you like. So you combo that with Gengar. You bring Gengar from the discard pile into play. It has 3 damage counters on it. You use the damage pump. You move 1 to one Pokemon and 1 to another Pokemon. All of a sudden you have 3 Pokemon in play that have damage counters on them. If you somehow get some other Pokemon in play with some damage counters, you're doing that 300 damage potentially pretty easily on turn 2. So that's pretty scary. Maybe it won't quite be that easy. That is quite a few pieces, but with the VSTAR power of the Zoroark VSTAR, definitely seems possible. Got some other trainer cards in this leak as well. We got the Lake. I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to try. Pokemon with water or fighting energy attached to them take 20 less damage from the opponent's Pokemon's attack. So this also combos with that Goodra VSTAR because it does require a water to pull off the Goodra VSTAR's attack. Water, metal, colorless, 20 less damage, plus the tool card, minus 120 damage. I'm super hyped for this Goodra now all of a sudden. I did not fully think about everything that could happen with this. I'm excited. Iscan? I think I got that right. Draw 2 cards. If your opponent's active has Hisuian in its name, draw 2 more cards. So another draw 4 supporter that is not very good. It's not good. The Pokemon never wants to give us a card that just straight up says draw 4 cards. I don't think this one will be very good or see much play at all. And Arzu, not sure how to pronounce that one either. Search your deck for up to 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have a rule box. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Now this one I actually think has some potential. Search your deck for up to 3 evolution Pokemon. The obvious combo with this one is to work with the Inteleon engine. You could go search out 3 Drizziles, or 2 Drizziles and an Inteleon, or 2 Inteleon and a Drizzile. And of course, there's probably some other stuff this could work with, but that's the immediate thing I see as being able to combo this with. It is a supporter, so that is pretty limiting on your turn, but if you're then using Shady Dealings to find a bunch of other stuff that you might need, it could just work out. So I could see this comboing with the Shady Dealings pretty well. Of course, you could also make it work, try and make it work with some kind of Zoroark box type stuff. You could go search for some evolutions, discard those evolutions, get a Zoroark off this as well, and then the Zoroark becomes that evolution. Or maybe in a Cincino engine, I could see this as well. You get Mincinos out turn 1, and then you use this on turn 2 to go find your Cincinos. I could see it. I could see it working out. Anyways, a lot of cool cards coming out of this set. Obviously, everyone is going to be super, super hyped, or everyone is super, super hyped for the Zoroark VSTAR, but I think the Goodra's got some potential. Decent stadium card coming out. Of course, combos with the Goodra. Arzu, not sure about that one. I'm not sure about that one. The Hisuian Zoroark, maybe some kind of control shenanigans going on. And then, of course, we got the Radiant Gardevoir, or I guess it'll be a sparkling Pokemon for us. I think that's what it's going to be called in English, is a sparkling Pokemon, which is the mechanic that I am super, super excited for. We've seen the Greninja, the Hawlucha, I think we saw one more, and now we've seen this Gardevoir. All of them are unique and different, and I'm really excited for that mechanic to be back in the game. Cards you can only play one of in your deck, I've always been a huge fan of, from Apex to Prism Pokemon, and now we've got these Radiant Pokemon or Sparkling Pokemon, whatever they're called. I'm super excited for it, and that's the leaks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and sub and hit the bell if you're enjoying the content, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.